Yes, I see. Okay, here's something funny that we're gonna do. Hello, everyone. Say hello.
Hello, hello.
So, you wear this one. I wear this one.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of people joining now.
Do you like the skirt?
I do. It's kind of crazy just watching on the screen like me 30 seconds ago. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that is funny. I'm gonna be wearing the black one. This is for the guys. This is for you, Chef Collen, my friend.
Perfect.
Chef, you talk a little bit about you while I'll do the cooking. I'm gonna cook the dough.
Alright.
Dough from scratch.
Yeah.
I should have linked the recipe before I started.
It's all good.
Our cameraman, Mr. Ramsey, he told me like where is the recipe. I will link it for sure after this. But it's an easy dough that you can use for anything.
Yeah.
You can use stuff it with anything. You can use it anytime. We're gonna make it from scratch. And here's a little secret. Sometimes Pizza Hut use it. I'm gonna go ahead and claim that. So my mom told me.
Yeah. No, I mean a basic dough like this is incredibly versatile. It's the same base you'd use to make pizza, to make something like naan, to make what we're making today, which again I always forget how to pronounce.
Fataya.
Fatire.
Which is a Middle Eastern Turkish name.
Yeah. So similar to empanadas, if you're more familiar with empanadas, but yeah, essentially a pastry dough or pizza dough almost stuffed with various different fillings. Today we're going to do a meat one with eggs and cheese.
Yes.
And then make some flatbreads.
Okay, so first I'm gonna do the flour. It's 4 cups. Use a measurement cup, or I love when you start doing it, get an 8 ounces cup, your coffee mug. That's 8 ounces, that's 1 cup. It's so easy to use, and I like using it, but today I'm gonna use my measurement cup. So we're gonna put 4 cups of flours. It just went in. Here's 1. So tell me a little bit about you. Are you single?
Yes I am.
Why? That's the question everybody asks me.
It's kind of a big question. Yeah, why are you single? I mean, I never really date, so a relationship happens when it's going to happen. People come into your life, people come out of your life. I've never really been the type to go looking for a relationship, you know? I think dating apps are weird and scary, and in general, I mean, I think modern dating is just less organic than I feel comfortable with. I'd rather meet someone at a bar, or meet someone at a party and hit it off, things like that. Actually, I am getting a work call right now. This might be important. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Ramsey, you can talk to me.
Sorry, yeah.
It's
I'll be
okay.
right back.
Well, I'm just zooming in on the dough there. You're making the dough.
Yes. I forgot to say this is an all-purpose flour. Okay, all-purpose. The second thing we're gonna do, this is 4 cups of flour. I added the flour, all-purpose flour. We're gonna add 2 eggs. This is very easy. This stuff should be at anyone's home. Nothing special. So far, we have 2 eggs and 4 cups of flour. The second thing we're gonna do is, this is the third thing. We're gonna add, this is 1 cup, 8 ounces, third of the cup. So if you divide it to 3 part, the third of it is what I'm gonna use for the milk, little bit of milk. This is optional. If you don't have the milk, it's fine. It'll still work for you. Are you learning it, Ramsey?
Yes.
I know he loves to cook, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's not what I heard about you. What I heard, you left one state to another to come after your love.
Yeah, well, that was a while ago. That's not why I'm here in Tennessee.
Oh,
Was
you're
here-
gonna tell us that story.
Here in Tennessee to get away from Boston.
For the cup of oil, we're gonna do 2/3. So if we divided this cup to 3, 2/3 is gonna be vegetable oil. Get your stuff from Walmart, Kroger, any place, any oil, anything will work. If you replace this with olive oil, you'll get definitely the thick Pizza Hut, the thick dough with that yummy different flavor that they have.
Yeah, olive oil will give you a little bit more richness and, like she said, nuttiness than just a neutral oil. But yeah, vegetable oil, canola oil, you could also use a sunflower oil. Basically anything will work there.
Hey, you said you're from Boston?
I moved here from Boston. I'm not originally from Boston. I actually grew up in Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay.
So,
So Mike's Pastries up there.
One tablespoon of salt
mhm.
and a quarter spoon. Get these measurement spoon, they're easy. I got this set for $1. So they're very cheap. A little bit of sugar. I add the sugar to boost the yeast.
Yeah.
Sorry, that you go ahead.
No, yeah. So most recipes that have yeast, you do need some sort of sugar. You can do it without, because the yeast is going to start to break down the starches in the flour. But giving a little bit of sugar right away, that active food that it doesn't have to do any work to just start fermenting, is going to speed up that process and it's going to rise your dough quicker.
Where did you learn that?
Honestly, on the job.
Nice.
Yeah. I've
You're giving us really good information here.
absolutely no classical training, but I've worked for some good chefs and I've picked up a lot along the way.
This is what we're getting. This is the yeast. It should be active, dry yeast. I never used the fast rising. Is there a difference?
Yeah, there is. So that your active dry yeast it's live yeast. Like you always need a live yeast product. If it's not alive, it's not going to do you any good. The instant yeast, actually, they go ahead and coat that with a little bit of sugar. So that you just pop it into the water, the sugar dissolves, it starts feeding the yeast right away. Whereas your active dry yeast product is just the yeast, and it's going to need to be fed in order to start the process.
You can get this or the jar. The jar has instruction telling you what match a packet. Usually in the bread recipes, they usually like to use packets,
Yeah.
and it's so easy.
It's easier for your measurement because it's already right there.
Yeah.
And I like to keep yeast in the fridge, not the freezer, but in the fridge. That will extend its lifespan because you do have to remember that the yeast is alive. It's technically inactive, but it is still alive, and it's only going to stay that way for so long without any nutrients. So if you put it into the fridge, it's going to slow down that process.
I keep mine in the fridge all the time.
Yep.
So I'm gonna use 1.5 of this. That should be enough. So what did you say about Boston? I'm interested in that story.
Yeah, no, I lived in Boston for 2 years. I moved up there with my ex. We broke up fairly quickly after we moved up there. And then I was living in an apartment by myself. So it went from not very affordable at all with 2 people, went to completely unaffordable with just the one. So comparatively, Tennessee the South in general is the land of milk and honey. Like, tax rate in Boston is nearly 30%, and then everything is so much more expensive. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful city. It really is. Lots of culture, lots of
Are we
history.
talking about Nashville now?
Boston.
Boston.
But
We like Nashville more.
very, very difficult to live there. The wages do not keep up with the cost of living for sure. And everybody kind of wants to pretend that it's New York, that they're all very important people with very important things to do. And it's like, slow down. Slow down. Stop making my rent go higher.
Chef, this is the first time I'm using gloves.
Using the gloves? Yeah.
Yes. I like messing with the dough without gloves. Just digging
Yeah.
in. Oh,
Oh,
No, the tactile sensation is important for sure.
do we have any question from anybody so far?
We've got someone saying that they love what you're making and that they measure with their hearts, which is
Nice.
exactly the way to measure. My staff does not really like that when I tell them that. I'm like, hey, make this. They're like, how much of that do I put in there? And it's like, measure with your heart. Like, let it happen, let it flow.
So the first thing, we're gonna just mix it together, and then we're gonna add the water to change it.
To
make it
bring the
a dough.
consistency together.
Yeah, I like to do this to get some air in and just rub it together. Can you see that, Ramsey?
mm-hmm.
And just mix the eggs, the milk, the oil, all like the ingredients that we put together. Do you say it ingredients or ingredients?
Ingredients. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
so
got it.
everybody got it different. So about me now, I'm still single like you. I've been divorced for 2 years. But I got married twice.
You got married twice. That
So
means
I
you're-
nailed it.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it, I guess.
3 kids from the first husband, and we're a big family, we love to cook. One is an engineer, the second one is a business analyst, and my son is in college. No kids from the second marriage. I've been single for 2 years.
Have you been on any dates recently?
3 dating sites.
3 dating sites, okay. So
There's
on
not-
the dating sites, not necessarily on a date.
Yes, there's nothing that I did not a site that I did not do, and I'm not a big fan. I'm like you.
Yeah.
I did Hinge, got in a few dates. I did, what else out there? Tinder,
Yeah.
you know. I did forget about Elite. I didn't like Elite, and I did not like, what's that popular one? Harmony? Oh, forget it.
I mean, there are so many.
There's so many of them, but I like face to face, and I like going out. And I'm not gonna talk about bad about nice. I like guys. Guys are very nice to me. They all treat me nice. They all take me out. Expensive dinners, all sides of Nashville that we do.
No, I need to get out around Nashville more. I mean, there's plenty of great restaurants around here, plenty of cool places that I just haven't seen because I just mostly go to work and then hang out in the bar after work.
So this is what we got now. It's like crumbles. Do you see it, Ramsey? The crumbles. And now I'm gonna add the water. The water should be, what do you call the temperature? Not hot, not
Yeah,
cold.
room temperature, lukewarm
It should
is
be
what's going to work best for activating your yeast. Because again, if it's too cold, it's going to slow down that metabolism.
Feeling the water with my elbows. There is no measurement for the water. It's how it goes, but it's mostly maybe a cup.
Yeah.
What do you think, sir?
I mean, you're going to want to slowly add the water until your dough starts to come together and achieve the consistency that you're looking for. You can always also add more flour. So just small amounts of water and flour will bring your dough together. And you're looking for a consistency where the dough would rather stick to itself rather than to your hands or to the bowl.
Okay.
So you don't want too dry, you don't want too wet, but you should be able to put a hand in and the dough come away from your hand rather than clinging to it.
I will be doing that right now. Let's see how it goes. So I added half a cup, and then I'm gonna go this way. Oh my God, I'm so damn busy. What is your favorite food to eat?
Oh, favorite food to eat? I mean, if I'm going to a restaurant that has like a nice steak, I will always go for a nice steak. I really like Asian food. If I'm getting takeout pho from a nice pho place, really nothing better than that. Because pho is one of those things that you could make it at home, but to actually make the broth properly, it's going to take like 8 hours. So that's when I'll
I never liked that.
order. No?
No,
Not
I like
for
Asian food, but like, is it Asian?
Pho, yeah.
The pho,
It's Vietnamese.
Vietnamese. I don't know why is it popular.
I really like it. It's just like the richness of the soup and the lemongrass and the broth, like, does it for me.
You're gonna make one for us.
If we got it, yeah, if we got
on this
a
channel.
whole day, maybe we'll make some pho.
Why is it?
No, it's that involved and complicated because you're basically making a stock, a bone stock that you have to cook and cook and cook.
Do you see any question from anyone so far? You doing the dough?
Not so
Breaking
far,
it?
not yet. But no, I recently at work I made a beef stock that we ended up using for our French onion soup for the wedding that we did recently.
Oh, you
That
make the best French onion soup.
came out really nice. Thank you. I'm glad everybody enjoyed that. But I actually got in a case of beef femur bones, so they were all like bones this big, and made the stock with the veggies, the aromatics. We've got a big tilt skillet, so it's like something like, I don't even know, but it's like at least 30 gallons, and roast the bones in the oven.
It until it just not much left, but even if you leave it like this, it's fine. It's good enough. I like to use these covered like things with you cover.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call these?
Just a lid? Yeah.
I mean this tableware. And you put it in a hot area, like not hot, like warm area.
Yeah.
Like, and at least I leave it for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I leave it for.
Yeah, the warmer the ambient temperature around, the faster your dough's gonna improve. You can speed it up by like putting it in a box, putting it on a windowsill, something where it's gonna receive some sunlight. You just wanna be careful because if you speed it up too much, your dough's going to overproof. You're gonna get too much air in your dough. The gluten is going to develop and then overdevelop. So with most doughs, you're looking for it to double in size. That's about as much rise as you want. And once you get beyond that, it's not gonna turn out well.
While this is getting done, we're gonna go ahead and do the beef one, the meat. I like the best one with the meat. I made a mess, I'm sorry.
That's perfectly alright, that's part of cooking.
Thank you.
Of course.
So to make the meat, you're gonna need 1 pound of meat. This is ground beef, Kroger ground beef, 1 pound. That's all what it is. For every 1 pound that you use, it's 2 small onions and 1 large tomato. You're all gonna mash it together. So I like to use the mixer, but my mom used to cut it to small pieces. So
Yeah.
that's all what is this recipe needs. So for the meat, you're gonna need 1 onion, large onion or 2 small one, and 1 big tomato. Like you can measure by eye. You know, you're gonna mix it with the meat. Same over here. I'm just gonna use the mixer for this. Like I said, I like using the mixer. I'm not that good in cutting itty bitty pieces. I'm sure you are.
Yeah, it takes practice. It takes practice for
He's
sure.
like go like and it's done. I watched you at the kitchen. But I want to say that I work part-time and I just enjoy going to the hotel. It's a restaurant inside a hotel. It's a 5-star or is it 4?
I think it's the 5-star hotel technically.
5-star hotel. And this is why we have Chef Collen there, and we have our chef who's in charge too. They whip the best recipes ever. I just walk in and eat. That's what I do. So in the mixer, I'm gonna use this mixer. I'm just
So we're actually gonna process it all down?
Yes.
You're gonna process your veg first and then mix it in with meat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's what I'm gonna do. It's easy, quick, like I said. I like easy, I don't like complicated. And if you don't wanna cry, well, cut it the onion.
No, for sure,
Any kind of onion will work, any kind of tomato will work. This is easy, it comes from the Mediterranean world, we're not picky. And it does not have to be organic. You do what you want to do. Buy what you want to buy.
Oh, there was one question. Do you like eggs in your mac and cheese?
I personally, I do not. I have been informed that eggs in the mac and cheese is a southern thing that I was honestly unaware of, but some people do that. And I'm always open to learning new things. Sometimes the little local recipes, the little variant way of doing something is the most delicious way to do it. There you go.
Oh, there's another question.
Oh, how would you put a southern twist on it? That is a good question.
On what?
How would you put a southern twist on this dish?
This one?
Yeah.
If you use the southern meatloaf,
Do it
you can
meatloaf.
make like this tastes like a southern meatloaf.
Okay, yeah.
Add the spices that you use for your yummy meatloaf, because I do a southern meatloaf
Okay.
also, and I know it takes that sauce that we just talked about a minute ago.
Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. It is a difficult one to pronounce. But I mean, at the end of the day, here what we're doing with a pastry dough, you could put really anything that you wanted in it. Like, I honestly think like some pulled pork would go great in one of those. Maybe like some shaved brisket and some onion. Like, the world's your oyster. You're putting a filling inside a nice pastry dough and cooking it. It's gonna be tasty.
Scallions versus onions.
Different usage cases for sure. I mean, all of your different onions have a different role. White onions, yellow onions, red onions, shallots, or scallions. Scallions I would use more of a garnish than anything else, just because they're going to cook down too hard. But if you're looking for a more delicate flavor for like a garnish, I would normally use red onion. If you're looking for a more delicate flavor in your cooking, that would be a shallot.
Yep.
We should have wrote these notes down. I think I remember it. Okay, so I mix it together. I know I have some left, but it's okay. You don't want it to be runny. The whole idea of this is to make it cook quickly, because thin layer of meat, you don't want it to be thick on the dough. So now we're gonna add our seasoning. Do you mind, Chef?
Yeah, I got you. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna put the sumac in there.
First, the salt.
Salt? Alright.
A spoon of salt.
Got you. This is also salt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I got it zoomed in for the seasoning here, so y'all can show what y'all thrown in.
I mean, should we take measurements, or are we measuring with our heart here?
Take measurement.
Alright. So for this, just eyeballing it, probably a teaspoon of salt. We'll get us started.
Black pepper, maybe a quarter more.
Black pepper,
Quarter spoon.
about a quarter spoon. Okay. And it's not gonna go in there. About a quarter teaspoon of black pepper.
Garlic,
Your garlic powder.
half.
Alright. So also if you have fresh garlic, it would be real easy to throw a couple of cloves of that in your blender. And
That's a good idea.
yeah, and get that fresh garlic flavor. Garlic salt has its places, but I would always recommend fresh garlic if you have it.
Cumin,
Cumin. I do love cumin.
a little bit. This you can do like a touch right here.
A little sprinkle.
Sprinkle of
Cumin.
cinnamon.
A little cinnamon. Yep.
Yes, please.
So this is one thing that like most Western cuisine wouldn't do. You wouldn't really put cinnamon into a savory dish, but a lot of other cultures will do that, especially with like Indian food, a nice curry. You want some of those. What we think of more as like what would go in a pumpkin pie. your allspice, your nutmeg,
Allspice.
cinnamon. Yep.
This is half a spoon. Be generous with the allspice.
Generous with the allspice. Heard. But so like for my meatballs, an old chef taught me this. I will always put nutmeg in my meatballs.
Oh, I love
and think
nutmeg.
That really sets it off.
Now this is the spices that I'm using.
Yep.
It's called sumac. How is
Sumac.
it? Sumac.
Sumac. Yes.
It's a purple thing. It gives zesty
Yeah.
flavor. You could replace that with Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah.
If you want something zesty,
It's something with some umami and a little bit of bite to it. Sumac is going to be a little bit more difficult to find, but it really is a very unique flavor. If you can get that, highly recommend that.
quarter spoon. No, I'm gonna put half because I like it zesty.
Yeah.
And again, you try, you make it your own.
Yeah.
There's no like restriction. Do what you like, do what you want.
So the sumac's going to be kind of similar, if you wanted a southern twist on things, kind of similar to sassafras, which you'd traditionally find in gumbo filet if you were doing like Creole cooking. So gumbo filet seasoning, that's going to be mostly sassafras.
Okay. So this is ready. I'm gonna move this out of our way.
Yep.
And then bring in the rest of the
I got you.
stuff that we can use, which is to make it,
Yep. You're going to want to change your gloves, Hilda.
okay, sorry,
You're okay.
I forgot. So this is the Frisco cheese. Frisco cheese and cherry tomato. That will make it almost Mexican flavor. Isn't it that like a Mexican cheese?
Queso fresco, yes.
Yes. And this is, I love Colby cheese. So if you're doing breakfast, you can do the Colby with eggs. This is just regular Colby cheese from Kroger. So you have, I like the beef for dinner. I like it for the party. This is what's good about this. You make it a day ahead. Also, you can freeze it. You can take whatever you bake it, make your food, and then you can freeze it. That way you have a meal for the whole week. So I like egg and cheese. You mix the eggs with the cheese, and before you broil it, you add a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I like this one also with a little bit of butter. So you have breakfast, you have lunch, you have dinner. You have a yummy meal for a party. I also made it for our dinner last week. Did you like having it as a side dish?
Yeah, no, it was very nice.
Did you heat it up and eat it the next day?
I did.
Good. I'm gonna go bring the dough that I already did a minute ago because this one still have time on it, so we can go ahead and start stuffing it and showing everybody how it's gonna get done. Just give me 1 second.
No, beautiful, go for it. So is queso fresco traditional in this dish? No, it would not be. Hilda, is there a traditional cheese that you would put in this dish?
People like feta.
Feta? Yeah, feta, you're exactly correct. Feta would be the more traditional version there. At home, whatever. Have a little bowl to use as a trash can. That way you're not constantly running back and forth. It'll help you keep your station clean. Because one of the most important things about cooking at any sort of volume, and even just good practice to have at home, is the French term called mise en place, which means having a place for your ingredients, having everything well set out. So, like, I would refer to all of these different things as the mise for this dish. The mise being the ingredients that are going to go together and make the dish. And so then mise en place is just setting yourself up for success by having everything well organized, keeping it clean, keeping it where you need it, so you're not running around having to grab everything. We're gonna have everything ready to go so that we can step by step produce.
Thank you.
Of course.
So this is a tip my mom showed me when I was young. I'm not young anymore, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it. You cut the dough and make it, we call it rest. I don't know what you call it in your restaurant. keep it aside for a second
Yeah.
before you use it. What do you call that?
No, it would be resting in it, yeah. No,
Resting
exactly.
it? Good. So the amount that we did should give us 20 to 24 depending on the size that you're cutting. So if you have medium size, it'll be like 20. If you make it small, cute for a party, that will make it 24. Okay, so where's my gloves? I'm gonna use them. I recommend putting a little bit of oil in your hand before you touch it, and then we're gonna put oil on the tray to make it. To cut it and leave it over here. Sorry guys, I don't like wearing gloves, but it's for the show. You do what you want again in your own home. See how it's, what do you call that, together?
Yeah.
It's so nice to work with.
Yeah. So the dough is now sticking to itself rather than to the bowl or your hands.
You can take it, a big one, make it pizza. If you want to just go ahead and do a pizza, you don't want to. This is what I do. I need another glove. Guys, forgive me, I'm gonna use my hand. Can I use my hand?
Yeah, use your hands. Use your
Okay,
hands.
so you put it like this and squeeze it and take it out, and here you go. Here's one. And we're gonna do all of them now.
Are you just going straight on without rolling them?
No, we don't roll them yet.
Okay.
We're resting them.
Oh, we're going to let them rest again.
Yeah. Before we stuff it,
Mhm.
we're gonna just rest it. There you go. Don't worry about the shape. You can use your finger and make it beautiful.
question. What veggies only toppings would work if you're using only veggies?
We tried eggplant.
Ooh, eggplant does sound good.
Yes, and you can add underneath cheese or marinara sauce. I have some marinara sauce over here if you want to use it.
Yeah.
Pizza sauce, marinara sauce, and add on top of it. A lot of my vegetarian friends love to do the eggplant.
Yeah, eggplant is really nice. Eggplant's
Bell
gonna
pepper.
be nice and meaty.
Bell pepper,
Bell pepper, onion, olives even.
Yes.
Yeah.
Potato?
Just like how you order your veggie pizza, right?
Yeah.
It's the same way.
You could 100% do potatoes. You want to have your potatoes already cooked, maybe like diced and roasted, but those could go great in here. Potatoes, onion, bell pepper, make a nice little breakfast pocket one. I mean, yeah, again, like with these, the world's your oyster. You can go crazy, put whatever you want in there. It's gonna taste good.
You can
Thank
go
you.
over there.
All right.
I'm gonna do mine over here.
Beautiful. And a fork, please.
Yes, over here.
Perfect. Thank you.
I guess eyes.
Very cool.
It's clean, nice.
Gotcha.
And then we can turn the one. It would be okay because I'm gonna turn the one down.
Yeah.
And Tennessee Wellness says they need one.
Thank you. All right. So the rest are still working, but do we want to try these?
Yes. Yours, you try it. I don't want to. You.
Well, like I said, I got gluten intolerance, so I can only have the one pizza.
Oh, okay. You should try it.
Yeah.
Plus, they're burning hot right now.
I mean, what's life without a little danger?
Can we get a cross section of it there?
Yeah. So we're gonna go in there. Got your nice meat
Yeah.
filling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's good.
Look at that steam coming off that.
Oh yeah.
That's the best part. You eat it while it's hot.
Yeah. And the sumac sets off the flavor of the ground beef really nicely. Good job.
Thank you. I hope you all make it, you guys. I will link the recipe and let me know if you have any question. I'll be more than happy to answer it. I will post it on the site, and also the chef here will have will answer any question. I'll let you know about our upcoming events. Would you like to do the mac and cheese? Because it will be the best thing that people will do for their Thanksgiving dinner. Because
Sure.
you gotta have this is the side next to for the Thanksgiving spread,
Yeah.
and I know they're gonna love it.
We can totally do mac and cheese next time.
Any question before we go?
Those are the traditional hot pockets.
Yeah, no, these ones are the traditional version, your traditional Middle Eastern one with the beef filling.
He's liking it. Look at him.
Oh yeah.
I haven't eaten today.
Enjoy. You like the dough?
No,
It's delivered what it should, right?
it came out very nicely. Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you guys.
Thank you so much for joining our show. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
All right.